Pinterest is a virtual pinboard that allows users to collect, curate, and share content they find online or upload themselves. Its interface and the way it's used are reminiscent of a bulletin board or a scrapbook, a microcosm of each user's interests, ideas, and inspirations. Users simply register with Pinterest and then install a Pin It button on their web browser. Whenever they come across something of interest online, they press the Pin It button, and the craft, recipe, photograph, quote, or exercise routine, to name a few, is instantly pinned to their pinboard. Their followers can see those pins and then repin them to their own boards. The concept is as simple as pushing a button. This Pinterest potpourri is quickly becoming a popular social network with huge commerce capabilities.
Before we dive into what opportunities Pinterest can have in terms of profitability, let's take a look at where Pinterest is now. As you might have already known, Pinterest is not making any profit, but unfortunately, they are supported by entrepreneurs, investors, and venture capitalists to keep it afloat. This is not a bad idea because Pinterest and their investors alike both want to make the site grow. Their priority is not in terms of revenue, but more growth in terms of web traffic, brand recognition, marketing, and their infrastructure. However, Pinterest, as they state on their official website, is now officially looking for ideas and ways to make Pinterest profitable while still keeping their fundamentals of their website unchanged. They already started experimenting with the use of promoted pins for use for both users and companies alike, and we will see how it works in the future. Going on to this use of promoted pins, it does create a variety of opportunities for profit. First, by using this, they can try a fee for transaction revenue model. For example, Pinterest users and companies alike can sell their products to interested buyers through the promotions of products images on Pinterest. If the buyer is referred from the Pinterest click and web traffic, then the Pinterest can gain commission from revenue from a modest percentage of the sale. The commission percentage amount will depend on the foreseeable marketable demand. Another alternative to take advantage of promoted pins is through a subscription-based service. As Pinterest is gaining data from users on their interests, habits, and other information from their activities on Pinterest, they can use that analytical data and segment it accordingly to have an effective advertising infrastructure. With this, Pinterest can give access to this advertising infrastructure to companies that want to advertise their products through Pinterest promoted pins with a subscription fee in which companies will be able to advertise their products more effectively. The subscription fee will be fixed price per customer, contrary to the fee for a transaction model. Finally, a third way for Pinterest to make profit is through direct purchase of products from Pinterest. Pinterest photos will be used to display products that can be purchased, and the delivery will be fulfilled by the selling company, with a small commission fee going to Pinterest.
Changes that Pinterest will likely go through in the next year. Pinterest has gone through some important changes this year. One of the most important has been their try at sponsored pins, which signals the first sign of them trying to get revenue. In the next year, we can expect Pinterest to continue along this path in an effort to make a profit, and finally will justify their $3.8 billion valuation. The monetization model seems promising. One of the potential answers include developing a new advertising system that resembles a revenue share, where it gets paid dollars when its ads lead directly to people buying items. You might be thinking that these ads might push people away or be annoying to users, but Pinterest CEO Ben Silverman assures us that they will be tasteful, transparent, relevant, and based on feedback. Just to give you an example of how much profit Pinterest could make, this past Cyber Monday, Pinterest tripled the revenue sent to retailers, according to reports by analytics provider Picora. This proves that pinners are looking to buy. They're not just pinning for the sake of pinning. Companies who had optimized their websites for pinning with Pin It buttons benefited the most, and the higher the share of pins they offered, the larger their Pinterest catalogs, thus the more clicks. And apparently, the more revenue is a result. This year, we can expect to see companies significantly expand their Pinterest catalogs, with pins that lead back to their product page and to optimize their websites for pins. Pinterest presence will grow significantly around the web. Another change that we're likely to see for Pinterest in the next 12 months is their first IPO. Will they go public? Pinterest released their first API, or programming interface for developers, 2 months ago, with early adopters of their API being big companies like Walt Disney, Walmart, Nestle, Zappos, and Random House. They've got experts thinking that it's a big first step towards a public offering. A new API, the growing commerce capabilities I mentioned before, and the inevitable move towards advertising all make for a perfect equation for them going public this year. Lastly, we can see Pinterest expand globally this year. Last month, they successfully launched its Japanese Pinterest, and they plan to aggressively expand to 9 more countries by the end of 2014, including the UK, France, and Italy.
When we think about the demise of Pinterest, we're essentially saying that within a reasonable time frame, they're not able to monetize properly and become profitable. With such a high valuation in the billions, there's a lot of effort being put to make sure that the right monetization strategy is put into practice. At the same time, there's a lot of investor pressure who have put in multi-million dollars into helping support the collection of data and maintenance of their website. It's important to understand the dynamic within social media. It's a highly competitive market. As we can see, MySpace had failed over the years because consumers and clients had become interested in different social media environments, which places like Pinterest can provide. At the same time, you could say that the big data that's being collected on all these members within Pinterest is too important to be a failure. By looking at a SWOT analysis, we can get a better understanding of Pinterest's position within the marketplace of social media. Some of its strengths lie in its membership. You have a highly dedicated base of many millions of mostly women who are constantly using it to look at various products and consumables. This data that's being collected can be sold and offered to companies to help guide their marketing and advertising decisions, something that is highly interesting to them. Some of the weaknesses that lie with Pinterest is the fact that it isn't proprietary, meaning over time it lacks a competitive advantage because there are several other services being provided, such as weheartit.com, that are similar to Pinterest. In fact, weheartit.com is actually a bit older than Pinterest, and Pinterest was able to swoop in and capture more membership while providing the same user experience. What this shows is that there's constant opportunity for other similar websites to get in on the action and actually steal some membership or become more popular than Pinterest, which shows an embedded weakness. Now, this fact, along with the fact that they're not currently monetizing, exposes some of the weaknesses with Pinterest having an opportunity for failure. However, the opportunity is actually the greatest thing about Pinterest because they're currently looking for the various ways to monetize. Some of them include selling the data. You could also sell to third-party services. You can sell advertising space, and you could sell the membership. There can be a simple membership fee that people pay month to month for those who are really dedicated. And as we can see in the research, there is a dedicated base, a concentrated effort and age group of women between ages 18 to 25 who are frequently using Pinterest and tend to be the people who are also the higher end purchasers of products that Pinterest does display. Some of the threats that Pinterest has is that many popular competitors can in time replace it. And if they sit too long on an opportunity to monetize or make the wrong monetization option, they can actually end up losing profits or not making profits at all. So if investors continue to see the value that Pinterest is providing in the data collection, in the direct benefit within making their own business decisions, and if investors don't find a product substitute, then Pinterest will be in a great position. In all, the 4 P's of failure can help summarize Pinterest position. They gotta make sure they don't lack profit, they stay popular, they have a lot of membership, and in time they're getting payments one way or another.
As mentioned before, breaking into the top websites is extremely difficult. Therefore, breaking into the top 5 is close to impossible for most website developers. Because Pinterest offers a small and distinct service, to break into the top 5, they would need to add more services to their websites and applications. And by doing so, they will attract more people and a larger audience. As you can see here, Google, Facebook, YouTube, Yahoo, and Baidu all offer multiple services. Google and Yahoo and Baidu are search engines, and people can find information, book flights, even look up the movie times if they wanted to. And YouTube is another form of a search engine in a video format. And Facebook offers a variety of applications, from messaging to sharing photos instantly with family and friends all across the country, to playing games with your friends, and so on. In the next slide, for Pinterest to be able to break into the top 5, we believe that they would have to add applications such as online shopping and expanding the website. So online shopping would be, instead of just viewing pictures, they could use the pictures that they like and directly be linked to a shopping cart where they can purchase what they're viewing. And for expanding their websites, they can add more features like all the other applications and other websites have done. So they can, currently Pinterest is most popular with women, and so they can create innovative ways to reach out to men and all group ages. Some ways they can do that is by creating a branding specialist to target those markets. For men, for instance, they can try to post more pins related to topics that men would be interested in, and for all age groups, they can post and pin things that are most interested to teens and a younger crowd.